I'm Dr. Bassuner. Let's talk about mRNA vaccines. mRNA vaccines are a unique class of vaccines in the sense that never before has this technology been used to create vaccines on such a large scale. Both Pfizer and Moderna have mRNA vaccines against COVID-19. Now, these vaccines don't contain any live viruses or any injured viruses or any preservatives. In fact, all they contain really is mRNA. What is mRNA? mRNA is just a set of instructions for making proteins. That's it. It's just a set of instructions for making proteins. Now, insulin is a type of protein, and insulin is made in your pancreas. How does your pancreas know to make insulin? You guessed it, mRNA. It's a useful molecule. So let's say that we're tired of making insulin, we want to make something exciting, something that will help us fight COVID-19. Here's what we would do. Here we have our COVID-19 shot, which contains the mRNA, water, and a sprinkling of salt and a sprinkling of sugar. This mRNA is protected by a lipid or a fatty envelope. And this fatty envelope protects the mRNA from being destroyed before it gets into the cell. So here we have an antigen-presenting cell. This is a type of immune cell that can take up this mRNA and incorporate it into the cell. So once this mRNA is inside the cell, it floats around inside the cytosol, or the goo inside the cell, and finds the ribosome. This ribosome is the protein-producing factory of the cell. And the ribosome takes this mRNA, it looks at the instructions found within the mRNA, and it makes the protein. In fact, it makes a piece of the spike protein of the COVID-19 virus. This is very useful. Now, mRNA usually comes from the nucleus. In fact, it comes from DNA within the nucleus. But in this case, the mRNA comes from the outside. No matter where the mRNA comes from the outside or the nucleus, once it's inside the cell, your body knows what to do with it. So again, this is the antigen-presenting cell, and it's taken up the mRNA, and it's produced the protein inside the ribosome. So this ribosome has produced this protein. And again, this is a piece of the spike protein found on the outside of that COVID-19 virus. Now, this protein by itself is utterly useless in terms of causing any sort of infection. Again, it's just a piece of the outside of that virus. So once this protein is made, it floats around and it gets displayed on the outside of that cell. It gets displayed like a sign on the highway. Now, once it's on the outside of the cell, another cell comes in. This is a T cell, another special type of immune cell, and it recognizes this. It recognizes it as something that it needs to investigate. So the T cell gets up close and personal with this protein on the outside of that antigen-presenting cell, and it investigates. It then does what it does. It makes antibodies. So once these antibodies are produced, you're basically immune to COVID-19. Because the way that the COVID-19 virus works is it has this spike protein, this very same spike protein that it uses to infect the cell. But you're already covered. You've made the antibodies to it. So the COVID-19 virus, if you're ever infected with it, has no chance. It gets neutralized right away. Now, this piece of mRNA, it actually just floats around inside the cytosol, as I said. It never makes it inside the nucleus, and it never gets incorporated inside the DNA. So that's one of the common myths, is this mRNA vaccine, it doesn't change your genome. Once this mRNA gets made into the protein, with the ribosome, the mRNA just basically degrades. And there's no lasting effect from it. There's no traces of it. It does not get incorporated into your genome. If you have any questions about this, comment below. If you like the video, hit that like button, and hopefully soon here I'll make some more videos. Thanks for watching.